Welcome to another episode of the Oddfathers podcast.
Sorry.
Yeah, you look good.
Recording yet?
Huh?
When are we recording?
Right now.
We on?
Yeah, we're on. The glasses, a lot of glare.
Look at all the glare.
Oh my God, look at that. How much light do you have in front of you?
What am I supposed to do to make you bigger?
I don't know.
8 seconds. You're in the show. Settings. Oh.
There you go.
Huh.
Look at that.
Yeah, here's the problem. I went to and this is for the audience so they understand the depths of the exercise that I got to go through to get on podcasts. For some reason, Safari's not working, right?
Okay.
So I had to go to fucking Chrome. You think I want to go to Chrome?
No, but it's probably easier, right?
What do you mean?
I think Safari sometimes is a little bitchy. It'll do what it wants when it wants. Chrome is, I think, a little more like a freer.
The problem with Safari is it's in everything. It's on the iPhone. It's on the computer. It's the easiest one. That's the one I'm used to, right? And this is kind of the argument that I just got in with my son. That he's like, you cause your own problems, is what he said to me.
He said that to you?
Yeah, that I cause my own fucking problems. Now,
by what? By how?
Because I'm not upgrading my technology.
Why? What's upgraded? What's more upgraded than Safari and Apple and all that other shit?
I don't know. And that's,
I don't think there's anything.
That's what I'm saying is that I'm like, first of all, well, here's what it started off with iMovie, right? Because I'm still using iMovie.
Okay. All right.
It's not that bad. Okay. It's not that bad.
If you know how to use it and it works.
It's for my purposes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to be a fucking editor.
Right. No shit.
I wanted to be a comedian.
You wanted to be?
Yeah.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, we have Carmen Ciricillo on the Oddfathers podcast today. Yeah. Listen to that applause.
Well, look, I wanted to be a comedian. Okay. And it's still in the future. Because there's nothing.
That's what I keep saying.
There's nothing. There's no credible person that can point at me and go, "You're a comedian."
That's not true. That's not true. I don't want to hear it. That's not true. Just because you're getting abused by your son doesn't mean you have to.
He took me all the way down,
career.
all the way down to janitor, back to fucking sweeping floor.
What am I doing? Open mics with Monte again? What's going on?
I mean, there's no one. The people that I need to verify that I'm a comedian are dead.
Right. Well, at least you had some. At least you had some.
I had goals to have Johnny Carson, or I mean, Letterman's not dead, is he? But he's gone.
No, he's gone.
Leno's gone. The people that I wanted to verify, just all I needed was one little pat on the back to say to me, "You did it, kid.
You made it."
Or go back to your little painting job and
go back. Right. Exactly.
Won't bust your balls for the next 30 years like us.
Maybe take a class in computer.
Yeah,
upgrade your skills. So how did it start? So how did the whole thing start? What were you asking him some like technical advice or something? Or
you wish? Here's how it started. I bought him lunch. That's how it fucking started.
You bought him lunch. Yeah, well, probably
with dad sacrificing. That's how it always starts.
It always starts that way. Yeah.
Right. I take him to a nice lunch. He wants an appetizer. I get him the appetizer. He went boating yesterday for 10 hours and didn't contribute one thing to his fucking house. Not one. So he's a little hungover because he's with his buddies all yesterday. And I say, hey, come to the family lunch. You know, my mom's going to be there. Let's go hang out.
Well, family time.
Right. So I know it's best. Right. I understand because I'm 60 years old that maybe when I was 22, someone should have forced me to have one extra lunch with my grandmother.
Right. No, I agree 100%. Yep.
Okay. You don't know this shit because you're not 60.
Right.
Him. He don't
No,
know.
I know. Yeah, no, I
when
am
I
60.
say-
I know who you're talking to.
Right. So when I say from my perspective, listen to me.
Oh,
Right.
I had that today too with my daughter.
So we go through the whole listen to me thing. And it turns out that I'm incorrectly berating him. Oh, you can't use this way of making a point. You should use this way of making a point.
Oh, don't you love it?
How
Yeah,
about
fuck
this is
you.
how I made my point. And I wasn't trying to, by the way, be the dicky dad. And I know there's a bunch of little 22 through 30-year-old fuckers out there who are like, oh, another old boomer schooling his kid. Yeah, because I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm here and I'm successful. And that's what I kind of said to him. I go, it's easy from your perspective to kind of nitpick and point at the things that I'm doing wrong. But in general, I have everything. It's not perfect, but I have everything.
But I have it, right.
I have a good career. I have a good family. I have money. I have a house. I have a lawn. I have a TV. I got a computer. I got a podcast. I got everything.
iMovie.
I got everything. I got iMovie.
You got everything.
Now
Cars.
you tell me, what should I fucking upgrade first?
Right.
Which one? My teeth? My hair?
No, you have nice teeth, Carm.
My jeans?
Nah, you have nice jeans too. I mean, this is sounding kind of a little weird, but
No.
I know you. You're a snappy dresser.
This is a discussion that I kind of have with people. Priority. Right, Anthony? Priority.
100%.
You want me to work on what today? Or did you forget that I have all this other shit ahead of it?
Well, your attitude, though, your attitude probably sucks to him, the way you say it. And that's what I hear. Why do you have to talk that way? Because this is the way I talk. I've tried talking like this.
Right.
I've tried saying, honey, sweetie. I have 2 girls, honey, sweetie. I understand. Okay, I'm in a similar situation. When the phone call starts off like, something happened to my car today.
Mm-hmm.
It's never good. I know. I've been there.
When the phone rings, it's not good.
Yeah, right. At a random time. Like, first of all, you never call me just to say, hey, Dad, I love you. What's going on? How's your day? How's your day going? How's work?
Yeah.
How's everything?
Oh, that would be amazing, by the way.
No, it would be amazing. It's never that way, but it's and I feel like I'm my dad now. I really do. I feel like I'm my father because I used to look at him sometimes and be like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
We've been there. But the man knew exactly what he was talking about. And now I am my dad.
Yes. You hit on something. Is that better? More lighting?
Yeah, that's great.
Or too much lighting?
No, it's perfect. Your skin tone is really good.
You hit on something very critical here. Take a break from your asking me what I could do for you.
Right.
And do one tiny, tiny, tiny thing for me. And I might have a different perspective on this. I might actually, I mean, I already am doing this, by the way, Anthony. I'm already giving 100% to the side of the child, which these children are 22 to 30.
Yeah. Well,
I got to be fair. The 30-year-old's getting better.
Yeah, my 21-year-old was getting better. My 17-year-old, that's the one who called with the car, and somebody hit it and tried to break into it. I'm like, let me see what it looks like. Door handle off, side swept the car. I'm like, so you're saying you were parked in a parking lot and somebody hit your car and you came back to the car? It was like that. Yeah. Okay. There are cameras in that parking garage, right?
That's a...
Oh, yeah. I said, all right, well, if you did any damage or anything, they'd probably have your license plate, right? Yeah, I guess.
So wait a second. She hit a car?
No, but I knew nothing hit her. I knew she was the one who did the damage.
Okay, so we can't say she hit a car because we're on a podcast. They could track us down.
No, she did not hit anything.
This is the truth.
This is the truth. She didn't hit a car.
You have to say later on you were just joking. That's fine.
I'm just joking that she hit something stationary. I'm just joking. No paint on the car, just scratch marks. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah. So she did something wrong. She calls you immediately.
Immediately, which is what I want them to do. I want them to call me and not be afraid to pick up the phone. But what I want is the truth, right? The first time.
Yeah.
Not that I have to, all right, and go through like what you're going through. Explain all of these things and these scenarios for her to understand that she should just say, I did this. This is what happened. And that's that.
Oh, you're behind me.
I'm behind you?
Yeah.
Like literally behind you? In time-wise, you mean?
Here's the thing. You're not even getting the truth yet.
Oh, no, I've got, I see what you mean. Behind you in the stage with
Yeah, they're
my
still
daughter.
lying to you.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Well, you said they lied. She lied.
She lied. She came out with it because I knew.
Look how hard it is for you to say that she lied to me. I'm on your side.
No, I know. No, I'm not saying that.
You're so
I haven't heard it from someone else until right now. Do you know what I mean?
She lied?
Yeah.
I know. I'm good at this.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm good
God.
at pointing at people and going, "You're fat. I'm sorry.
You're fat. You're so fat. You're fat.
I can't. There's nothing I can do about this. I can't say anything else about it. You wanted the truth. You asked me, do I look good? No.
No, honey. The jeans don't make you look fat.
I admit that my forehead is monstrous. There's nothing I could fucking do about it. But don't tell me it doesn't look that bad. Yes, you. Let's get to the truth. Then once we get the truth, then we can move on to now what about the car? Now
now it's trust.
What do we do though now? What did she do? Did she
what?
Well, I mean,
she hit something. Let's just say not another car.
Okay. Because it could be worse.
It could have been worse.
And that's the thing is that if it's just that, right? If there's no drinking, no drugs, no bullshit, right? It's just a car swipe. Fine, that happens. That happens.
And that's what I told her. I said, I've done it. I've done it when I was 20. I've done it when I was 40. I've done it when I was 50. Well,
look,
kind of.
I've had people come to me when I'm in a deep sleep very early in the morning and tap me on the shoulder very lightly as not to startle me, to wake me up too abruptly, to tell me that they forgot to open the garage door before they backed out.
Wow. Are you kidding? Is this true?
This is true. This is my daughter who shows up in my room. I'm in a beautiful sleep and tells me this tale that somehow she hit the gas and went backwards before.
Went backwards. Well, so, maybe, I mean, she had things on her mind. People have things on their mind. I get it.
Okay, but now I'm patient. I didn't scream. I went out there and go, it can't be that bad. It was bad.
The whole garage door?
The garage is off the track. There's dents in it. Her car's damaged.
Yeah.
So, okay.
She woke you up?
She woke me up. Now, I swear to God, Anthony, I swear to God, not more than a month later, I got another tap. And the same story, but this time it was my wife who did it.
Wow. See, now
I said, how?
How exactly? How is that possible? You know what we just went through like a month ago.
There's no way in hell that this happened back to back.
Wait a minute. And you now by this time you've had the garage door fixed and everything? Everything's repaired?
I've had the same guy come over twice and look at me like, what's going on in the household?
What's going on? Yeah. When should I figure on being back when you do it? Right?
I mean, there's no explanation except it's a copycat, not crime, but a copycat mistake. Like maybe my wife completely, what is that called when you inherit or take on somebody's woes so deeply that you become them or you do what they do. You know, you cry for someone else or there's so much empathy for my daughter that she
decided
perfectly replicated the same mistake.
Because she felt bad. She didn't want her to bear the continuous brunt of your wrath, knowing that she backed out and took the door. Wow. So I see where you're going with this. So your wife said, I'm going to have to do it.
In
I'm
in
just
her
going to
mind,
have to do it.
she
Her
never
mind.
knew she was doing this.
I'm going to do it.
But she subconsciously, she somehow took on the persona of my daughter's mistake or whatever you call this. There's some monster psychological thing
Lack
that,
of focus. That's crazy.
right? I mean, when I start thinking about that, I have to think about this a little more deeper because I think there's a comedy routine here for sure. Like if she took on other traits, right? Like if
Yeah, like
my wife was that good at watching something and then emulating it back without even knowing that she was being taught how to do something, there's a lot of things I would show her.
the lot.
A lot that I would hope she would try to do back. And maybe for the benefit of me.
Maybe. Like, all right, what would be, I mean, what could be an example that you could, like, what could she take on? What would you want her to take on of yours?
Oh my God, I thought you were on board with this.
I'm not.
Like watching, certain activity.
Okay. No, I was thinking, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I wasn't thinking that.
I'm not dissatisfied. What I'm saying is just be interesting.
Take on. So
Hey.
is it painful? Is it painful for you to watch porn? I'm confused.
No, not at all. But I thought, maybe what if that was the trigger every time, just watching anything, I could. Okay, so here's a show about a lady who is very interested in making sure that her husband's got his coffee on time, his pants taken off, his socks off his feet. He's just whatever you want to do, whatever kind of training you would like to do to your wife. You could do it through this means. I think this is a big seller right here. I think this is it. Podcast really blows up.
This is it. This is genius.
If we could somehow, and it's not just maybe your wife, but maybe anyone that you need to do things for you.
Well, that's the power of suggestion.
It's cultish. Yeah. I bet there's some people, like Dr. Drew. You know who Dr. Drew is?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
From, Corolla, Drew. And because he was talking about with some other comic about he knows of a study that the way a woman laughs, if you could listen to her laugh, you could tell if she's the type of woman that would have multiple orgasms.
For real.
For real.
Interesting.
Right. So, and I started thinking about that. I go, yeah, Kelly laughs at me like a lot. Right. And did I say my wife's name? Kelly. She laughed a lot at my stuff. And maybe that was part of a sexual attraction that I didn't even know was happening, that I knew that this woman, because of the way she laughed, me and her would mesh. Right?
We'd mesh.
And that makes sense. And then someone said, one of the comedians that was talking to Drew said, it's so nice of you, so honest of you, not to be the sleazeball doctor that just sits in bars and waits for a woman to laugh to go find
to go around to go find which one.
Right, which one can you bang?
Okay, so yeah. So, well, what is the type of laugh? Because
he didn't
I'm
give.
I'm not above sitting in a bar.
Me too.
No, I am.
We should sit in the bar just to listen for it.
Yeah, and just know.
It's an experiment.
Imagine what a pickup line that would be. Oh my God. I could tell just by your laugh.
I think it would help if you ran a business that introduced guys to women.
Based on their laughter? The way they laugh?
There's guys out there that are like, they're taking 20 guys out into public situations to show them how to talk to women, right?
Are they? I don't know. This is news to me, really?
This is something that, again, look, I'm a comedian, right? That someone pointed at me and said, you're a comedian a long time ago, so I must be a comedian. Remember I asked? Never verified?
Yes, it was. But I mean, I've seen people call you a comedian.
Okay, so I am a comedian. So
I think I've seen posters.
Huh?
I've seen posters with the word comedian in your face.
Comedian job comes the comedian lifestyle, which is listening and watching and observing. So yes, I don't know where, I don't remember exactly who this was. I'm pretty sure this is before the Me Too movement. some guy that was taking guys out because they were too shy and very, very had no social skills. They had very horrible.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Right. So it was a
find.
business. So if you're good at meeting women, but you could sell that to other guys to pay you to take you out to go meet women, one of your new things would be, hey, we just found out this thing about women laughing.
So what? Because now I'm going to be listening to the way my wife laughs. What kind of a laugh? What's the typical laugh of a woman?
I don't know.
That has multiple orgasms.
I don't know, but I think it would be probably easy to Google that and find a soundbite, or maybe inquire to Drew about give us the laugh.
Give us the laugh.
Tell us what the laugh is.
So they did not give you the laugh. They just talked about it.
I think it was like they were trying to protect women by not allowing the laugh to get out.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Found out what this laugh was. And not saying that the laugh would get you in any better shape with the girl. She might still, even if she laughed like that, she might not be attracted to you at all.
Right.
But you could identify through the laugh. And maybe it goes both ways. A girl that produces multiple orgasms could be someone that you'd want to be with because she's a great laugher.
Yeah. And
it goes the other way.
She has a really good sense of humor, and
I'm sure that most guys are only concerned with the laughing part.
Most guys. Yeah. I could see where that would be. Listen, your girl's got to be able to laugh at, if she's a good laugher, you should bring it to your shows.
I think that might help. That is the benefit. Sometimes I got to tell my wife, sit up front. This crowd blows. You need to sit up front and see if we could maybe
generate
just multiple orgasm laugh. That would spread around to the rest of the room.
That's great. Yeah. Well, have you heard, you can hear her laugh, right? When you're up, you know her laugh.
It's distinct. If I video myself, I know who's laugh. I can hear her laugh in the video.
Yeah, me too. I mean, not your wife, my wife.
Right.
I hear it.
Right.
I hear it. I know.
I always said there should be a support group for wives of comedians, because if your wife's putting up with it and laughing at you, by the way, if she's going to shows and laughing,
yeah.
By the way,
that is pretty cool.
By the way, I like the background on the studio. Just kind of noticing it now, wondering where you're at.
Well, I'm in a room.
What kind of room?
Studio that I have.
It's a bedroom?
It's no.
Did you rent a place?
No, I actually built a place.
Where?
Is
it part of your home?
Yeah.
Give us the address.
No.
So
it's not. It's in and around the neighborhood. It's detached from the house.
It's a shed.
Yeah, I guess you would call it that.
Don't be afraid. Mark Maron was in the garage. Remember that when he was just starting?
No, this is our little studio. And normally I have two other people here with me, but due to scheduling conflicts.
Is that really what you're going to say?
Yeah, I mean, listen, these guys. Listen,
I thought this was over.
I got them started in the podcast, and they blew up. They're just blowing up, and they really don't have a lot of time for me anymore. So,
aren't they done with you for good?
Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, I think so. But they're just too busy, and I understand. It gets hectic. Me, on the other hand, I'm not that busy.
Look, I'm so fucking busy, but I know what priority is. See, again, it's perspective, right? Someone says, I don't have time for the podcast. Really? You tell me what you're going to do instead of the podcast. What's so great in your life? Are you going to eat again at the same restaurant, drive down the same streets, go see the same people? Are you going to do something interesting and creative and maybe say something that will scar your reputation for the rest
of your life? And listen, and we tried. Believe me, I'm still trying. And I am busy, but I make the time. I want the time. I don't care when. Like, I don't care. I'll do it at 11 o'clock at night. I'll do it at 7 o'ck in the morning. I don't care. If I have the time.
I know what you're doing right now. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to sell me on a schedule. I am not doing 11 o'clock at night unless I am.
Hey, listen, you don't even understand how exciting this is for me. First of all, to have you here like this. Here, like we're somewhere. I love it. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. But this is great. I listen. I told you about this a long time ago. I told you about it, and when I mentioned the name,
feels now I exactly understand how my son feels. I told you about this a long time ago, pal.
I did.
Holy shit!
I did.
I see the tone that everyone's talking about with you.
Yeah, you see how I listen. It's scary. It even scares me the way I change. But I remember we were. I don't remember where we were. I think we were up at your neck of the woods.
In a black Ford F-150 with a gun.
and I still am.
You pulled out a piece. Remember? And you told me how it was going to work.
I told you, I said, "Listen, this is what we're doing," and then it didn't happen. I guess I don't know. I think it was, but right before the pandemic, maybe before that.
I don't know if you.
I think it was before that.
Did you include me on the plans?
Well, I
know you were.
I remember I mentioned. I told you what I wanted to call it.
What you were doing, you were bragging. Remember?
I wasn't bragging.
I have this and I have that.
I'm no. I remember. I didn't have any. I didn't have anything.
Or we could, and you kept saying, "I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that." I'm like, and then I remember
because you said you didn't. I think I got the impression that you didn't want to do it.
No, I was sad.
Well, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt your feelings.
I remember sitting in maybe this couch and
being a little distraught.
I heard my wife laugh, and it changed the whole.
It changed everything.
Everything. I go, I got other things to do. Hang on.
Yeah, I was sad for about a second. Then I heard my wife laugh.
Yeah, I heard my wife laugh, and it was all back to.
And it was all back to funky music.
What's priority? Yes.
And let's
put on the golden age of disco right now.
The golden age of disco.
Or whatever serious.
Come on, I've got outfits out in the garage. Let's go.
Oh shit. Let me tell you, man. We if it gets that deep, I got the ball, I have everything.
You have everything. I know, I've seen it. You still do a lot of stuff on TikTok?
Yeah. But TikTok is dying.
Yeah, you think it's because it's getting, that whole bashing from the the spy and stuff. I took it off my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not that I was really doing anything with it.
I still have.
I mean, it was interesting. It was interesting. I have to say, it was interesting. But I just, at my stage, I think it's. I don't know. Is it? Do you think it's? I mean, I know you've blown up. A lot of your stuff I see has got thousands and thousands of views.
It was really killing it. TikTok never produced any gigs for me. That's the interesting thing. Like people,
not one.
Facebook, I get gigs from YouTube, even LinkedIn, which I don't really push LinkedIn at all. But TikTok, I kept it alive only because I had no idea. Like to this day, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing with the online thing. All I know is I'm performing, getting it out there, and then receiving feedback. So whatever way the feedback comes, if it's good, if it's negative, if it's a gig, then I'm like, okay, so I'm getting some feedback.
Right.
It's like these podcasts, right? My podcast that I've been doing for 2.5 years, very little feedback. So you're kind of spitting in the dark. We're talking to who? Who do we know?
Right.
Unless someone comments. And again, this is where the verification comes in. Am I a podcaster? Am I a human?
I mean, I guess you can.
I don't even know if I'm a human anymore.
I don't know.
No one is pointing at me and go, that's a human.
You're very confused today. You don't know if you're a comedian. You don't know if you're a human.
I don't know what I am.
I don't know.
I mean, I thought I was a dad, and then I learned that my way of being a dad is not the right way of being a dad.
Right. I thought I was a dad, and now I find out.
By the way, how does someone who's not a dad tell you how to be a dad?
Oh, isn't that the best? You're not good at parenting. Have you ever heard that one? Oh, I've heard it. You're not really doing a good job at parenting right now. What? I'm not what? Oh, from all your years of experience. Yeah, I get it. No, you're right.
You've never held a baseball, but you're going to tell me how to throw one.
Exactly.
You are appropriating my...
They're pissing me off is what they do. They just...
What is a parent? A
They want friends, a lot of them. Do you find that? I think a lot of them, parents try to be friends with their kids, which is kind of okay. But there comes a point where you have to draw the line, and you really do. You have to draw the line. Otherwise, what do you have? You have entitled little.
No, you have someone will turn
shitheads.
into no. If you don't draw the line, somebody becomes the parent. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't draw the line, who does it then? Well, he's drawing the line. He's trying to draw the line with me. We're leaving this restaurant right now. Oh, are we? This conversation is over. Oh, that sounds like dad.
Right. That's what I say. Those are my lines.
You're appropriating my role. How about that one?
Right. And you're not doing a good job.
I don't believe in appropriation, but you're doing it.
And I'm much better at it than you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is that you can be friendly. Are we ever going to be friends? I mean, maybe later on in life. I don't know. But right now, I'm still paying for shit. I'm still trying to guide you. Your perspective is not correct 100%. And I always throw that in there. I don't want to say it's not correct. I'll give you a percentage. I'm being very generous. Your perspective, you're pretty good. You're 80% there. But 20% of that stuff that you're doing still is not good. And here's the big problem, Anthony, is that when you're with your family, are you going to destroy the Christmas moment, the Christmas Eve moment, the dinner moments, the very few moments that you have by arguing?
Right.
You know, so what happens to dad, if you look at dad around the country, I wish there was a little camera on every fucking father in this country during Christmas. So we could all look at each other.
Oh, yeah. And just say.
So we could all look at each other and go, we're all biting our fucking
tongues. Yeah, that's great. It's the truth. It is the truth.
We don't want, number one, we want to have sex with our wife tonight.
Have a couple of drinks. Have fun.
If you start shit at the table, the wife usually is not on your side because she cooked for 3 hours.
And it's Christmas.
And you're going to, oh, it's not me, by the way. Let's examine this shit. Look at camera 332 out of North Dakota. Look at that.
Right. Same thing,
right? We could just look at each other, call on each other. Anthony, where are you? In Fort Myers. Anthony, what just happened? My kid just mouthed off and I didn't say a word because I didn't want the whole family to end up in a commotion.
I took another swig of eggnog and walked out of the room. It's the truth. That's a great idea, Carmen. That's a great idea. Little body cams on every dad, every Christmas. Not all year long, just on Christmas. On Christmas.
A private camera that we could all run to our room and look at, so we could just communicate to the rest of you. Are you guys there right now? Who's watching?
Imagine. You'd have to have a wall.
I gotta say this to somebody. I'm gonna fucking choke somebody. I gotta say it to somebody. Who's in Nashville right now? Who's in Nashville?
Oh man, that would be sick. That's funny. Listen, you're coming up with some good ideas. We are. See how I'm doing it now? I'll do it now. We are coming up with some good ideas.
You included me. I'm not saying it's just Christmas, by the way. When you look at a dad that has, let's say, after year 8 or 9 of the child being around, he has quieted down. He has retreated to a room in the house, a little room, like a room that he calls his podcast room with
exactly. Exactly. See, you listen. That's why I love you, because that's exactly what it is. So, I needed to get out.
It has nothing to do.
There's no talent. There's no talent. There's no
business. This is not a business.
This is not a business. This is something.
Me and you getting together. That's all this fucking thing is.
And that's perfect. I'm fine with that. I love it.
But
it's the truth.
If you didn't have the podcast and you were better at fixing your motorcycle, you'd be in the garage all night.
Right. No, exactly. That's and I talk to people about that all the time. I'm like, listen, this is my, because sometimes people say, why do you have a lot of listeners? Do you have, I'm like, no, I'd probably not. No, I mean, but I'm doing it because it's my outlet. It's my way of being silly, creative, whatever you want to call it. I need this. I'm if I was a musclehead, a gearhead, I'd be in the, like you said, I'd be in the garage. If I was a painter, I'd be painting.
Right.
So on and so on. But I'm not. I'm none of those things.
That's why we got into comedy, so we could escape, go do our show, and then come back to peace. But the problem is we got older, and now, I mean, this is not new for me though. I mean, for the last 30 years, before the internet was even created, I was trying to work from home doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's impossible, right? Think about it, right? And I'll tell you how it happened. I was getting booked, going all over the country. I was getting tired of that.
Being away from home? You mean like being on the road?
Yeah, being on the road, right? So I got a job one time from a gig. Guy said, "Oh, you're doing a show for us. Could you make a commercial for our home show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I can make a commercial for the home show." He goes, "Yeah, I just need some graphics and a voiceover and a funny idea, right?" So I came up with
So
3
basically,
commercials.
he needed everything from you.
He needed me to make a commercial, and I didn't know how to make a commercial, but I think I made 10 grand for 3 commercials back in the mid '90s.
Wow.
And I realized, oh, I can make commercials. So I started getting people, even locally, air conditioning companies. I did commercials for people. I made them, I produced them. And then one of my buddies, Tim Wilkins, I know you know him, right?
Yeah, I know Tim.
He says to me, because he was in one of the commercials, he's like, "You did it. You're at home doing comedy, making money." And that is kind of what's happening now at this age. Do you really feel like driving or traveling to Roanoke, Virginia to do a show today?
No.
Tomorrow night. Say tomorrow night you got a show in Roanoke, Virginia. Would you be okay?
No, I mean, I'd be okay, but I don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that.
And after Roanoke, you would go to Madison, Ohio. And then after Madison, you got to get back to Pittsburgh.
No.
And then after Pittsburgh, it's Cleveland for 2 more shows.
Yeah, the time of my life to do that is long gone. You know?
Well, that's what I'm doing next week.
Yeah, but that's your thing.
The thing,
that's your thing.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, or I shouldn't do it, or I want to do it, or I don't want to do it. That's what happens in comedy.
Yeah, no, I get it. If you want to work, I mean, no, I know. If I want to work, I'm just sticking to doing stuff local. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I want it, and again, what if someone said to me, "Well, you could do all your shows from your lanai in Florida and make the same amount of money?" I don't know if I would do that. To tell you the truth, I would be bored.
Yeah.
So I enjoy this, and in those shows that I mentioned, 100% voluntarily took for the purposes of doing something else than being at home.
Being at home. Yep.
But it's not like that crazy career of road gig after road gig after road gig. And plus Kelly goes with me. It's a whole different game.
Right. So I'm saying you have your wife. It's different.
My point is the podcast or whatever someone needs to do to escape. When you have a family and kids and you're not a comic, you could go work on the motorcycle in the garage, or you could go golfing with the guys. A lot of guys do a poker night, right? They escape. Or you could do the worst case scenario. You get another girlfriend.
And worst case scenario.
Worst case, because this is what happens. You'll destroy your family.
Right.
You will destroy your family. And it happened because you were not getting, as a guy, the love, the attention, the respect as a father, and you didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. So that happens to a lot of guys. And you know how I know this?
Oh.
I listen to Dr. Laura.
I was going to say, this is almost like a Dr. Drew, Dr. Laura moment.
You listen to these people long enough and you go, they connected all the dots. Why?
It could have just been that your wife was a complete bitch and you just had enough.
That's what she says. And usually Dr. Laura will take the side of the guy and say, what did you do wrong as a wife? Were you his girlfriend anymore? Did you stop being his girlfriend?
Right.
Because so fucking simple, Anthony.
Yeah, we're so simple. It's been said over and over again. It really is. And it's the truth.
But if you want to be a good dad, what you'll do is, even if you're not getting what you want, you'll go hide in the garage for a little bit. You will.
Yeah.
You'll go hide.
I mean, but I'm remarried, so I did that. I did exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, right. Okay. So you've been through this. You
All
have
right,
more
thanks,
knowledge
Carmen.
than I do.
Thanks.
No, you
I'm
should.
fine. I'm fine. But that's the thing. See, and listen, my career, as unfortunate as it is not comedy. So I am obligated to another way to provide income and provide, a life for my family. So I'm busy doing that, and I don't have the time or the ability to go to, Georgia, Virginia, Pittsburgh, Ohio, and be gone that much. I can't do that.
No.
And my wife works. She's a school teacher, and she's off for the summers, and then it's can't wait for you to go back to work, honey. No,
right. This is what you're saying.
I love you, honey.
Very important. What you're saying, what I'm saying, because of our experience, this could help people. Do I want to?
Do you want to help people?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest. Is everyone who's helping people, are they truly interested in helping people? I really have a hard time believing in all the people who are preaching how much they want to help and give.
Well, it is nice to help and give, because
Are you sure?
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good karma to put out there. I think it's a good vibe.
No, not about getting back. I'm asking you.
No,
your
I didn't say it was about getting back.
People.
I think it makes you feel. I think there is a reward in helping someone.
You said
you don't
karma.
find that?
You said karma.
Yeah, but maybe whatever. I didn't use the right. Is that why? That is a good. Well, karma. I see what you're saying. Where it comes back. Okay, I meant like a aura. Like a good vibe. I get those words confused sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're
like,
good. But
yeah,
no, I don't believe you. I'm sorry. You can't retract it now. I'm sorry.
Really, it happens. I misspeak every now and then.
I'm sorry. There's no way to retract that.
The positive vibe. I tell that to my kids all the time. And I had one guy, but my buddy, who was very negative all the time. Dude, what you're putting out there, you're going to get back. If it's humdrum all the time, everything's going to be humdrum. So I know I'm kind of getting off the topic a little bit, but it does feel good to help people. But I do think a majority of the people are not, what's the word? They're disingenuous. I think they're doing it so
liars.
They get something back. Well, I don't know about lying, but I don't think it's all.
First thing
that's like not everybody wants you to succeed, no matter what they say.
What did I say? First thing I said in this podcast: you're fat. You're a liar. Your forehead is big. Let's just cut right
to the chase.
This disingenuous word is bullshit. It's hurting the country.
You don't like
hurting
that word?
The country. It
sounds like fancy, a pretty liar. Fancy words? With fancy words?
Yes, because it's using the word genuine for someone.
Fuck off. I don't care. People
horrible.
Are just scumbags. How about that? I think they have ulterior motives.
Right.
And they're not honest. When they do something for someone, I don't think they're honest. There's always something.
Here's the thing. When you said
is that better?
Yes, only if you believe it.
No, I mean I believe it pretty much. I mean I'm a pretty firm believer, but I do believe also too that there are nice people.
Do you believe there are people out there who actually want to help other people with nothing coming back to them?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Am I a moron?
No, I'm asking you because I came from the muck.
You're cynical.
You ever see? No.
There's another word.
Believe me, I'm not. I came from the muck, right? You ever see like a half fish, half toad, partial lizard thing covered in a brown gooey slime?
Yeah. What are you saying? You grew up in the bayou? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the catfish and turtle hunters and those kind of guys were trying to grab me. They would stick their whole arm in my mouth and then pull me out.
Pull me out of the muck.
That's me, right? I got pulled out of the muck, thank God. But I was so scarred from the muck that it's hard for me to believe that some people didn't come from the muck.
I'm following you into this mucky, muddy, muck and mire of a conversation.
There's some very
I hear what you're saying.
Good people because they were not exposed to the muck.
So you're saying you're jaded then?
What is that?
Because of the muck?
So
you got out of
am
the
I
muck,
jaded, or am
and you
I?
live and you learn.
No, because I
And you
really
grow.
believe that the muck still exists.
Of course, the muck exists. It's always going to exist.
That there's a problem that if you're too unaware of the muck, you're doing something nice for somebody because you actually want to do it. Like I believe that there's people that do that, but the people you're doing it for may not need what you're offering as much as they say they need it.
I got you. Okay.
So I'm very cautious of who I help.
Right. But I think I think that's the problem, Carm. I don't think a lot of people came from or can relate to any kind of muck. I think the muck makes you, I guess I'm talking like street smart. So you know what I mean? Common sense. And a little jaded and a little leery. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you become a dad. You have daughters or whatever. My whole point of view changed a lot. But I think the muck is good.
Yeah, it's good. Like bullying is good.
No, it's not. That's not good. Like bullying is good. Bullying is not good. Bullying is amazing.
Bullying will shape you into the best person
I was bullied. I was bullied as a kid.
Who was?
A lot.
Tell me who
wasn't.
Lot. You tell me who wasn't.
I know kids who weren't bullied.
Who?
The ones who were doing the bullying.
Bullies get bullied.
Yeah, maybe at home, and I didn't see it. But I'm telling you,
bullying is like
most big dudes don't get bullied.
I don't like to use this word because I just learned it, and it makes me sound like I'm trying to learn words, and I'm not.
Okay, come on, hit me.
It's ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. There it is. Ubiquitous. Bullying. You got on me for disingenuous, and you're throwing out ubiquitous. What's the matter with you?
I just sometimes amaze myself.
Yeah, you do, and I love when you say that. You do say it a lot too.
What's that?
I amaze myself.
But the bullying thing, and I said this to my son today. So guess what? All of our conversation wasn't not valuable. He got something. I asked him if he has the short man's complex. Because
you said that to him? You asked him that today? Excuse me, today. You asked him that today at lunch?
Yes. Because we were talking about, I don't know, recessive genes or some shit. You know how conversations are at lunch. So anyway.
Yeah, they always go like that.
Well, they were pointing fingers at me, by the way, with recessive genes, my height, my hair, my bullshit. Dad was taking another beating at
another beating, right?
Another $140 lunch. Dad was taking another beating.
Right.
His credit card's perfect, but his fucking genes, his mRNA, whatever DNA.
Look what happened to me. Look, Dad. Look at this. This is
what happened to you, pal.
Right.
You know, that's why they did the human genome experiment, to find out what the fuck happened to you, buddy.
So what happened?
I said to him, I go, you know, and I was trying to be like sincere that I was concerned before he was even really out of the womb that he was going to be taller than me.
You didn't want him to be taller than you?
No, that he would be.
Oh, that he would be.
I wanted him to be taller than me because be nice for him not to have to go through being 5'6". First of all, I didn't force him to live in Iowa, which could have been a disaster for him.
Right.
Like they did to me. I had to live amongst very tall cornstalk.
Corn-fed. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And my height was a definite, instant. You could see I was not part of the other group.
Right. You were probably really good in the cornfields, like in a maze. You were good. Nobody caught you.
I swear that the shortness has helped me. But that could be part of short man's complex. I could actually just be buying. It's a confirmation bias. I'm already short, so short people are amazing.
Right.
I could be doing that, but
somebody just wrote an article on that. I think that was in one of the newspapers.
About short people?
About short people, yeah.
Confirming their own bias toward being short?
That they're better or they're really awesome.
Yeah. I believe it.
I don't have any data or any factual information on that, but I know I did see it. I did see it. It's the truth. I think it was like the New York Times or something like that. For real.
Dude, he is in great shape. He's got giant biceps. He's like almost a bodybuilder.
I know. He's a handsome boy.
Guess why?
He's always
Guess
been in good
why?
shape.
Guess why? Because of his inseam. He's a little man.
He's a little man.
When you're
Stout.
too tall,
Yeah.
well, that's what it was. His buddy, one of his buddies, is a big dude, but he's his life's easy because he's not that he's tall. So he doesn't have to work out that hard or even try that hard.
Right.
When you're little, like Bruce Springsteen, like Prince, like Tom Cruise, guess what happens? You got to fucking prove something to people.
You just named 5 billionaires.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the
short little billionaires.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Connect the short to the money and the success, but also connect the bullying to it. You little bastard, or you tiny elf, or why don't you get in the hole, or whatever they say to you.
Right.
I would never go out with a short man. I mean,
right. So when you said to him, you asked him if he had the short man complex?
Yep.
What was his response?
He said yes.
He admitted. He said it.
Yeah. And he said that people have told him that he has that. I said, from what? From your lifting, trying to prove? He goes, no, from me being aggressive. I go, huh. I see it more in the successful arena where you're trying to prove by doing something like owning a business, making money, lifting weights, whatever it is. To try to overcompensate. It's like when you go bald and you put on that beard. We know why you're doing it.
Right.
Oh, you love beards all of a sudden?
Right. You haven't had a beard at all. In fact, you can't even really grow one.
Never had a beard.
What is that on your face?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's not compensating
or the big truck, the right. Like lifted 7 inches, big tires, and then you see somebody who's like 5'5", 140 hop out of it.
It's Yoda. Yoda pops out of
it's Yoda. It's legit.
Why did Yoda has all the power? Because he worked hard. Because he was so small.
You're a psychopath. Why did Yoda have all the power?
Because he was
tiny. You know what's funny? Yeah, because he was tiny.
He needed to prove himself to Princess Leia. Never got her, by the way. That's all he wanted to do was bang Leia, and he never got a chance.
He never got him.
Skywalker.
Got her.
Skywalker looks good. He's tall. He's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
But Yoda.
Not Yoda.
He's not that pretty. He's little. So what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to learn magic spells.
There you go. So nobody could ever bully me again. Poof. You're a frog.
Hey, that's part of it, right? So you're trying to figure out how never to get bullied again, or how to. And bullies, by the way, are not like bullying you for things that you don't really actually have. Like, no one ever bullied me for being tall.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Right.
So they kind of helped you. They never called me a lerp. Like tall guys, we call lerps. You ever hear that?
No.
You friggin' lerp.
No. Lurch, maybe.
Yeah, well, lerp was popular in Cleveland, and I'm thinking about it now, and the idea that you had to come up with a term that nobody knew what it meant.
What it went. What it was.
It's a perfect person is a lerp, is what you're saying. I'm a perfect person.
Right.
I'm 6'2". I know how to play hoops, and now you're going to try to make fun of me?
The little people made that word up?
I think so.
Lerps.
I only heard it from the little people. And we
sounds like something.
The little people back in school were called the wrestlers.
Yeah, no shit. All of them stocky. And they didn't, when you're short like that and you lift, you don't have to push very far off your chest. You have short little arms. So they get big really quick. Now look at me. Like I've got to go like a country mile just to get 75 pounds.
This is such horseshit. I knew you were going to have an excuse for not looking like you're in shape.
I'm in shape. I'm in shape, dude.
The reason my arms aren't big like yours, Carmen.
See, they're short little stubby arms.
Stubby arms.
Yeah, short little stubby arms. And that's why I got bullied, because I was the 90-pound nose that ran around the neighborhood. You ever see that commercial for like Flonase where it's just a gigantic nose?
Yeah.
That was me growing up. That was me. That was it. That's what I felt like walking down, because I was so skinny and my nose was just.
Your nose stuck out that much?
It was big. When I was really skinny. Yeah, my nose. Yeah, it came.
Was your head a lot smaller?
No. I tried to grow like longer hair and just try to anything I could do. But I was I was just skinny, and I used to get the shit knocked out of me all the time. Yeah. Yeah, until I started fight. Like I fought back, like, but then I started really fighting back. You know, because it was more like, it wasn't always like a one-on-one. It was more kind of like a few guys. I had a fight with a girl once.
Wait a second. Now you've told some tall tales here.
No, I'm telling you.
First of all, I
got beat up right across the street.
Your disadvantaged nose got you. Your septum caused so much problems that you had gangs of men that you had to take on.
And my family, like, we had moved from Brooklyn out to Eastern Long Island. So basically we moved from the city out to a dirt road.
Right.
And I didn't dress like the people growing up there at first. You know what I mean? I didn't look like, I was 60s.
I'm just trying to wonder.
Yeah, 70s. Yes, the 70s.
You didn't dress like them. You're saying you had flares on?
I might have had bell bottom. I mean, I don't remember what I had, but I know that I was sent to school with pants that didn't, what we called them floods.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's the opposite of a Brooklyn person.
Yeah. Well, no. Now that's not what it was. It was just that those are the clothes. I mean, the hideous polyester shirts, and just.
I thought if you're coming from Brooklyn in the 70s, wouldn't you dress more like Travolta?
Yeah, but how old was I? I mean, I was born in what? So 5 years, 68. I was 5. Yeah, I was like 10, dude. You know what I mean? I wasn't like a 17-year-old.
10 years old, 5th grade.
Maybe even less. Maybe even less than that.
You had a pleather jacket.
Yeah, but everybody else had denim jackets and boots.
No. We all had pleather during this. This is the era.
I understand, but not on Eastern Long Island.
You said you're from Brooklyn.
I did. That's my point. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yes,
maybe I did. Maybe I did have the pleather jacket, but I did because we were middle class people. My mother was she dressed me horribly. Horribly.
You know what floods are?
Well, I know what well, that's what they called them.
Yeah, but because they are. I just realized what floods are.
What? They're too short.
It's a humble brag.
It's a what? A what? What's a humble?
I'm going to have to go through this episode because I've come up with so much material right now.
What's a humble brag?
A humble brag. You're wearing shorts that are too short.
No, not shorts, pants.
What up? You're wearing pants.
Pants.
That are too short.
Too short.
And to show off how fucking tall and how much you grew in 1 year.
Oh, no. I wish that was the case. I should listen. See, that's a great. I was not as quick as that, as you, when I was younger. So that would have been great. I could have. That probably would have got me out of a lot of trouble.
It's a humble brag.
That's why
bragging about your height by wearing pants that were not long enough for you.
And that's how I combated it, by humor, by making jokes.
First of all,
anyway,
there were 3 things I said tonight in this. Right?
Yeah. Should I be writing this down?
Anthony wore floods as a humble brag. That's what he did. I'm recording this now. He would wear pants that were not long enough to show everybody how much he grew in 1 year.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look how tall I am, everyone.
I'm growing so fast.
That's why bullying works.
Yeah. I'm growing so fast that my parents can't keep up with my wardrobe. There you go.
But you were bragging.
Oh, yeah. I was bragging. Yeah, I was bragging.
Bullying short people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bullied short people all the time. Yeah.
So bullying helps.
Yeah. No, well, it helped me because it toughened me up.
I said bullying is amazing. You're agreeing now.
Yeah. Well, it does. I mean, it works for certain people, but certain people.
It is motivation.
Bullying, you have to be strong.
It makes you stronger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Saying the opposite.
It makes you stronger.
Why is it if we've been saying for years, right? We have been saying this for years, that bullying or teasing or tormenting makes people stronger.
Yep, it does. It thickens the skin.
We let these kids come in for one generation and just rescind it all.
Wipe it all out. Well, that's the same thing with I always say it. I've said it before. Timeouts. A timeout. That's what my wife used to want at with the girls. A timeout.
Yeah.
I didn't have timeouts growing up.
But she didn't come up with that. You know who came up with that?
No, I know. Some doctors or somebody or some psychologist, some psychiatrist or whatever.
School system.
The school system. Timeout.
The school system has really it tricked us all. We thought the school was the same school that we went to. We were sending our kids to a similar type of environment. We didn't know that they were being brainwashed the entire time they were there.
No doubt.
We had no idea that the school was turning our own children against us. We had no idea. There has to be an agenda. They're never going to print it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. All I know is what I see. And there's no fucking way that everyone has the same idea about the same thing all over the world unless it is an organized thought.
Correct.
Just like the pandemic. They fucking plug this into everybody all over the place.
We
used to get beat with a fucking paddle. And look, to this day, I don't think it's that big of a deal to slap his ass with a paddle. That's not a big deal. Especially
I got the paddle.
It was boys. Boys. What are boys at age 10? You just described yourself wearing floods coming from Brooklyn to Long Island, right? So you're sticking out like a sore thumb, like me in Iowa. You got a complex about something, your nose or your, and is there any way, even if you're on the short end of the stick, to not have an attitude as a 10-year-old through 18-year-old kid? Boy, you have an attitude. And who usually corrects the attitude? Male coaches, right? Male teachers, male figures. Why? Because the males are a little more less patient than the females. But if you keep getting your hair stroked, it's going to be okay, son. Sit down during recess. No more football. Don't tackle him. Let's play tagless tag. You ever hear of that fucking game?
No.
They were doing that. Tagless tag. They were doing that shit in my kid's school. They were doing all kinds of things that would avoid anyone being touched or bullied or yelled at or unfairly, not chosen. Guess why I wasn't chosen to play football?
Because you couldn't play football.
I couldn't play. Okay? You know why I played football? You know why I tried out for the fucking football team? And I stayed on the team? Because you got a jersey with your name on it. I didn't care about the game.
Right. I could care less.
My name over the announcements. I wasn't in it for the game. I understood why they weren't putting me in as quarterback. I couldn't see over the fucking line. But today, that would be unfair, wouldn't it?
Oh, participation trophies. I used to coach my oldest daughter at softball. And literally after a trophy giving ceremony, one of the moms who was fat was standing there. Oh, it's a shame that all the kids don't get a trophy. And I looked at her, I said, no, it's not. Your kids came in 6th. There's no trophy for 6th.
Wow.
They need to work harder. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, win, place, and show. That's it.
How do the guys end up saying the same things as that mother? It's a shame that not all of them get trophies. Guess how the guys started saying that? Because they don't have cameras on them. We don't have cameras on each other. They're sitting around a dinner table. The mother says it. The father says, no, that's bullshit. No one gets a trophy unless you win. That's how it works. And then the mother got mad. There was no sex that night. And then next time this came up, the father, who wanted to still have sex with his woman, decided to keep his mouth shut. And then a bunch of guys thought it would be great if they just parroted everything women said. And this way, there'll be no problems anymore. And then they came up with their little slogan, happy wife, happy life. And that's what fucked everybody.
Happy wife, happy life. It did. That's the phrase that literally fucking took all the testosterone out of the room.
Oh, please don't get me started on low T. It is it is the pandemic.
It's been.
That is the problem.
Yeah. I mean, when did all this guys can't get erections start? Like for years now, they're pumping. When did that happen? What's going on? No, really. When did that happen? That there's so many people. Enough men have a problem getting an erection that we have to put commercials on TV to tell these men to go talk to their doctor about it. So we have something that'll help them. When?
Well, I think the erection thing, that's been an issue for a long time. We didn't know about it.
But why?
but because of their fucking prostate and their bad eating habits, age, the squeezing of the prostate, the whole works, that whole thing. My big issue is a guy that can get a boner, but is still a pussy. The guy that he's fully hard, he's fully erect, but he still has low T, and not even the actual testosterone measurement. He's just got very little masculinity left in him because it's been washed out of him. He's been told to bring it down. Stop yelling. Stop being aggressive. Don't get so nuts.
Okay, I was going to ask you. Tell me why somebody would be fully erect and not be ready to do whatever he was supposed to do.
And well, he's not erect and doing that at the same time. I'm saying here's a guy. He's 35. He's got all the his prostate's fine.
Walking around with a heart on?
No, but if he wants to get one, instant, right? That's typically the most 35-year-old guy. Like, I'm not going to brag. I'm not going to do a humble brag here.
No, right here. Don't do what I do.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the guys that they have the ability to be masculine, and they've chosen not to be on purpose to make society like them. So we're going to talk lower. We're going to be calm. We're going to use our words. We're not going to be aggressive. We're going to have different rules for football. We're going to make sure that our son understands the feminine side. We're going to give children a choice of gender. Whatever the shit is,
right,
ain't going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work because women eventually will not want, if they're actually feminine, want another feminine partner. They want a masculine partner.
Do you feel that?
Wow, I don't know how I come up with this stuff. I swear to God,
it's amazing. You are fucking
I don't even know what
amazing.
I'm doing as a comic. I swear to, why am I wasting my fucking breath?
I don't know. I don't know.
Doing stupid jokes in comedy. I could be helping people. I don't want to do. I already said that.
You could be helping people. I think you are helping. You're helping me. I have to tell you. But I wanted to ask you really quick. Do you feel like there are less feminine women now as well? Like, do you feel it's the same on the flip side?
I think there's more masculine women.
That's pretty much what I just said, but only
I don't know if there's less
more direct way.
Like if you're talking about for the choosing.
No, I'm just saying, like, guys who have chosen to do this, but it's not like femininity or a feminine woman or a sexy woman is like taboo. It's like bad now.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that most women, not most, I shouldn't say most. There's a lot of women that want to kind of achieve the masculine traits, which is control. They want to control things. Like they believe, and I'm sure it's true in many cases, America is a hard place for me to believe that you can't make money, gender, race, whatever it is,
right,
religion,
doing something.
I really do believe almost anyone has opportunity in this country at any point. If you're claiming you're a victim right now, I almost can't believe you. I just don't believe you, right? There's just too many opportunities for everyone for me to, and I could be jaded on this. I have no idea. Maybe I don't understand.
No, I agree with you.
But again, I've had my shortcomings, not to be punny, but I've had my issues too, trying to make money as a person who came from the muck or the hood or from the situation I was in. We all have our own problems that we could use to victimize ourselves.
Right.
Like my father got shot when I was 14. I could have used that my whole life and said, what do you expect? My father got shot when I was 14. I could have used that on a daily basis in this country as a reason for not succeeding. But then I got to live with myself in my non-successful homes, in my non-successful car, in my non-successful relate. I got to actually live that non-successful lifestyle.
Right. And if you get sucked into it when you're young like that, and you don't,
that you could use it as a victim,
right, and then you'll use it for the rest of your life.
So there are women out there who believe because they're a woman, they can't get ahead, or they have to do a certain. I don't want a woman that's too masculine. No guys really do. But they don't want to say nothing because there's a lot of people who depend on the society to make money. So like for us in comedy, sometimes, most of the time for a corporate gig, it's a woman that books me. So if my act is anti-woman or I say some negative things about women, it's possible I might lose some money. There might be not all money, but there could be some money left on the table. That's the biggest curse that we have learned in this country right now, is that corporations want every fucking penny. Every penny. So they will not say anything. They love to say the word. They want to err on the side of safety.
Right.
They want to err on the side of love. They want to err. If they're going to make a mistake, it's going to be on the side of like overdoing safety, overdoing
right.
love, overdoing caring. But see, now you're just so fucking disingenuous that I
There
don't
it
believe
is.
corporation. I don't believe you when you say you care about communities or you're interested in helping people that are that have food insecurity or whatever new term you've come up with. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But what I do believe is you want every penny from every person. If you can make any money even off the homeless, you would do it. Corporations, you would do it.
Well,
even though I don't believe in homeless, I'm saying.
What do you mean? You don't believe in homeless?
That's another fucking bullshit thing.
Do you hear me okay? Because I feel like I cut you out when I talk.
No, I just talk over people.
No, but it sounds a little weird in my headphones. I'm just hoping that I've had some technical difficulties before. We have had some technical difficulties, so I'm hoping.
We know.
Well, in the, the podcast,
people that are not there.
Yeah, the people that are not there.
Actually, including them in your life.
Of course, they're my good friends.
Anthony, they're gone.
They're out. That's it.
Remember who you are, Anthony.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm like a woke. I'm like a woke corporation. I want it all.
Yeah, you're trying to please.
I want to please everybody. Everybody's special.
This is the advice I give to my children. You need to hate. You understand? Hate actually is valuable and useful.
The only thing is they hate me. You know what I mean? So be it. It's all right.
It's only to protect yourself. When people think that you love everything and love everybody and unconditionally do whatever for all,
that's not possible.
You're going to be the victim eventually.
Nobody loves everybody and everything. Those people are full of shit.
I'm a little jaded, like you said. Like I'm not. That's the second time I've called myself jaded because of you. But
see?
Yeah, I believe what I believe, and I'm right.
That's my opinion. That's my attitude. I
did a video saying that I'm right, you're wrong. That's all it is. I'm right, and then I'm sorry that when you're wrong, I'm not sorry. When people are wrong. No, when people are mad that I'm right, the only way for me to make them happy is to pretend that I'm actually wrong. And I can't do it.
You do? I was going to say, you do that?
No. But that's what I've said to people. I go, the only way I can make you happy is if I actually believe in the wrong thing, right? Or I say that you're right when you're not. So I know that I'm doing something it's basically lying to myself. If I start lying to myself, which I think everybody in this country understands now, so many people lied to themselves over these last couple of years with the pandemic bullshit and the government. And I don't even know if we're out of this yet. I don't think we are. I think there's a lot of people who are still sticking to their guns. But
that's creepy.
It's so ass backwards. It's going to ruin society. It'll ruin the economy. It'll ruin the country. All this is going to get destroyed if people still continue to believe what they know is wrong.
But and that's the thing. They do know it's wrong.
Yeah.
They know it's wrong and they still do it. They believe they don't believe what they see with their own eyes. They don't believe what they feel with their own wallet. They don't believe it's real. They're being told it's not real. And they're like, okay. All right. I don't get it.
Imagine anyone ever convincing you. I mean, you're a logical human.
For the most part.
I would say that I would say that all humans who have no brain damage, who are logical people, who are rational people, understand 99%. I'm not even going to go any further than 99.9. I'm just saying 99% of everything that's right and wrong. I can name something, and you can tell me, is it right or wrong? Okay. There's a dog in the street.
Oh, we're doing this? This is like a okay, let's do it. No, come on. Come on, I'm ready.
Okay. There's a dog in the street, right? You're in a rush to get to the airport. The dog's not moving. Do you run it over?
Of course not.
It took you too long. It took you too long.
It took me
You said
too
no.
long.
You should just say no. Now I'm concerned about whether you know what is right and wrong.
I mean, was it an important flight? Where am I going?
Okay, right. Exactly. You could have waited a little bit. Could have waited a little bit.
Yeah. All right. No, I'm not running.
There was a nuclear bomb dropped. You had 10 seconds to get out before any of the fallout hit you. Then yes, run the dog over. But typically, you know, the dog, you will stop and not.
He would stop.
The dog. I mean, come on. All right. You know what's right and what's wrong. And people are being told that what they believed was wrong when they were right. And so here's the thing too. Like if there's 10 people what?
I'm saying for years now.
What are you touching?
Oh, volume.
You're fine.
Okay, I'm good.
This whole podcast probably is not even recorded.
No, please don't say that. Hold on. Oh no, we're good. We're going.
If you think about how this works, and again, being a comedian, I'm claiming I'm a comedian.
Good, you should.
All this time to watch documentaries or read books, all the studies they do on groupthink. 5 people are telling you something is right when it's wrong. It's wrong, but those 5 people keep saying it's right. All the experiments show you'll eventually agree with the people that
you'll cave.
You'll cave in.
Really?
I mean, just watch some of that shit. It's amazing. There was one thing about, I forgot what it was, where people were told to torture somebody and that they knew it was causing pain to that person. And there was no way in hell that person would ever want to inflict any pain on anyone, but they were doing it, even though they weren't doing it.
Jigsaw.
Is that what it's called?
But you're talking about movies?
No, it's an actual experiment.
Oh, well, I watched the movies Jigsaw. That's when they have to do things to each other in order to get out of the room.
All right. Well,
things you would never dream of doing to someone. So I understand where you're going.
But that's a movie.
Right. And this was real life, huh? A real life experiment?
Unless everyone now actually believes, because we're so fucked up, that movies are real. But I'm sure it's based on something real.
Well, somebody thought about it.
This is a true science experiment. I'll look it up for you. I wish we had Donnie here today. My podcast producer would look it up for me. See, here's the benefit about the guys on my pod are millennials. They know everything. You make a mistake, they will correct your fucking ass so quick.
Really?
And then Donnie will, if he doesn't know, he'll look it up and he'll find out what the name of the experiment was, when this experiment
that's good.
I don't care though, Don. I don't care, Anthony. I don't care. I don't need that information. It's too much for me.
I know what I know.
I know it existed. You don't have to prove it to me.
You saw it. It's right from wrong.
Right. So don't fucking try to convince me that your mask worked.
No. Oh my God. And that's another thing. I'm seeing this maybe making a comeback. Masks. No way. I'm not. I didn't do it before, and I'm not going to say I never wore a mask, because obviously there was a point in time where you couldn't go anywhere without putting a mask on. Right. Let's just face it.
And make a comeback.
The mask. I see it. I see it being pumped out on some social media. I see it being pumped out on some TV. Now we've, masks I just think that they're trying to maybe say another wave, or it's getting bad during the winter or something, and we might have to mask up again. Not necessarily here. Other cities, other states, other governments.
And this is the problem. They know how weak people are.
When I say other governments, I mean governments of other states.
They're going to cave in again. This is.
I don't think. Let them do it. I think people are going to tell them to fuck off. I don't think it's I don't think people are going to follow it because the science is out now. I mean, you say follow the science. The science is out. It doesn't work.
Do you realize that I'm a hypocrite?
Why? What happened?
Because
what did I miss?
Beginning of the podcast, I was wishing for a way to get my wife to do things by watching certain behavior.
Well,
and now it's true. People are doing things like putting masks on because they're watching other behavior. I said I wanted that. I don't want it. I'm taking it back. I don't want that.
All right, I'll edit that. I'll edit it.
I don't want any hypnosis. I don't want any way of making somebody believe something. What did we call that earlier? Power of suggestion?
Yeah, power of suggestion.
I don't want it now.
No. Well, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up.
Audio also? Are we doing audio?
What do you mean? Are we doing audio?
Video?
There's video. There's audio. I mean, I keep every time you talk, and if I'm talking, you cut out a little bit, and I'm nervous now that's.
Oh, it's too late to do anything about it.
Yeah, it's too late. But I have to figure out what's going on.
But what I'm saying is, this is audio and video based.
Yes.
So people can just listen to it if they want. They don't have to watch it.
They don't have to watch it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll put it out. I put it out on
big in Sweden. You said this was big in Sweden.
We've had some worldwide exposure. The UK actually.
Okay.
Yeah. The UK.
Well, I'm not happy with them.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
I'm not happy with Canada. I don't.
No.
I'm not happy. I'm saying the governments, not the people.
Right.
Because believe me, I would love to just hang out and party with a bunch of fucking Australians.
Yeah. Those people, what they went through, New Zealand, all those people with the governments they have, it's horrific, dude. It was bad. Bad. The lockdowns, the way they treat people. I mean, the mindset of some of these politicians is just, and I think it's like you said, it's planned. It's planned all the way. There's so many people involved. It's like nobody's going to think the same exact thing.
Plan anything, by the way.
Yeah, but something devious.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Right.
Look, this is what my mother always used to say is if I said, something like something negative, like if we were on our way to get on a plane, I said something about, man, I hope this plane don't go down. Oh my God, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Right. You're going to make it happen. Well, I used to say to her, well, Mom, if that's true, if I could say something negative and make it happen, then I should be able to say, we're going to win the lottery tonight. My words don't mean anything. They mean nothing. So saying that something's going to happen or something's not going to happen, it doesn't really matter what you say.
Isn't that kind of like a superstitious thing, though, more than anything?
Yeah, but people really get caught up in it. Why did I bring this up?
I have no idea.
We're just talking about something that triggered this.
Planning?
Oh, planning. Right.
Yeah, I got you back.
Well, planning. You said this is devious, is what you said to me. So You don't think people plan devious? They only plan good?
No, I'm saying I understand what you're saying. I mean, but none of this kinds of stuff happens like this.
Thank God you got that because I almost didn't get
it. Against humankind, and everybody's the same. It's the same narrative, so it has to be a plan.
Of course, you don't think that Canada and China are on the same agenda, and then Australia somehow too, and UK and the US. How the hell all these countries who can't get along in peacetime and always find a way to war with each other, how did they all unite over the pandemic? Except they might have all had a common goal that we don't know about. And I keep asking, I go, what's the point of people to really corral humanity in? Except, if you get the power and the money and, you get all that shit, but eventually, doesn't it get boring?
Maybe that's the answer. They're bored. Yeah.
They're bored. They want to do this. They want to do it because they haven't had this before. They would love. You're not going to be able to do it in one lifetime. So it must be a plan that spans over decades.
If we let it happen. See, that's the thing. We need to kind of maybe, like you said, push back and stop being bullied.
Did you read Atlas Shrugged?
No, I did not.
Did you ever read the summary of what the book's about?
No, because I never read the book.
If someone handed you the book Atlas Shrugged, would you punch them in the face as hard as you fucking could?
How would I know what emotion that would bring out of me?
Would you?
I don't know. What's the book about?
You say no. I'm asking you if you know right and wrong again. I was just another right and wrong test.
If somebody handed me a book, would I punch them? Probably not.
No, but you still couldn't say yes or no on that. That's scary to me. You're punching people for no reason?
What if it was a very insulting book to me personally?
I told you the name of it.
Well, I don't even know what that means.
Of course you don't, but it doesn't matter. You don't punch people for handing you a book, Anthony. I thought you knew right and wrong.
No, I don't. Obviously, I don't.
Not. That's scary.
Neanderthal. That's me.
So anyway, the book is basically talking about the destruction of the country through the means of the media, and which is the critic who does nothing but just criticizes everything, and through the government who doesn't create but just kind of taxes and takes away at the creators. So eventually the creators don't want to do anything anymore and everything disappears. So, but that book was written, I believe, in the 30s.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did hear about this. Yes, I heard about this.
And the woman who wrote it, Ayn Rand, was her family was a victim of the Bolshevik Revolution, where her father, who was an independent entrepreneur, I believe this is still, I don't want to spread misinformation, but it's not that important if you don't believe me, or fucking look it up yourself. I'm pretty sure he had a business, and then they just took everything. So they fled to the US. So it's kind of like a warning, the cautionary tale of what could happen.
What could happen, right?
Yeah, because government can't do what entrepreneurs can. They can't do what private businesses can. They just can't. They can't create beautiful grocery stores with fresh produce. They can't make a nice car. They can do things that governments should do, which is, represent people, protect them, military-wise, street-wise, structure-wise, big things.
Right.
But the individual stuff and the people themselves are the ones that are the salt of the earth. It's creating everything else. Government's just a big piece of meat, not good unless you have all the spices and everything goes around it. That's a problem. If people don't pay attention and we let the fucking, number one, the US go to hell. We don't want the US going to hell. And it's slowly, look, even through the best ways that we have, which is making people laugh, telling comics what to say on stage.
See, that's
restricting free speech, correcting everyone, saying, and this is what my son's doing to me today, telling me how to talk as a father. Don't think so. Do I lay down? Do I listen? Do I, like you said, we need to not be friendly. We need to draw the line in everything.
Right. And I don't think, and that's the thing. I'm fearful that there aren't enough people who are willing to draw the line. That's, and again, when you have to worry about making a living, going up and telling jokes and telling your story or whatever it is, and worried about somebody is gonna try to take you out, professionally, financially, or have you banned or say things that, cancel you, I guess, right? I can't even imagine how it even happened. I can't imagine from where I came, how it even happened, how people became so soft and sensitive and everybody's a racist, and now you can't say that. I mean, I was going out. I did a couple of, before I started getting back out a little bit, I did a little open mics, and I had a joke, and I talked like in an Indian accent. It was one of my jokes, and I felt good. I felt good about it. I was doing it. It's worked 1 billion times. And these young millennial, this girl says, "Oh no, you didn't," because I talked like an Indian guy. You know what I mean? Oh no, I didn't. That really got you.
Were you hitting on them in an Indian accent?
No, I was not hitting on them. What is that noise? What is that? What are you doing?
You like that?
Yeah. What is that?
Cleaning the dust off my laptop.
Oh, thanks. You're also cleaning it off the microphone.
Is that the mic?
Yeah, I just lost like part of my left ear, the hearing. Thank you.
Now wait, let me ask you something.
But you know what I mean. I mean, oh no, you're really that insensitive. Like again,
did you fight them?
Did I fight them physically? Yeah. No.
No. Did you fight them with your words as a comic?
Yes, of course I did.
I was going to say to you, do you see what's happening in the world of stand-up today?
Yes.
The new weapon is comics not even doing their act, just waiting for hecklers so they can rip the shit out of the heckler.
And not do their act because of why?
Because people are yelling shit out and talking during their show.
Right.
Well, they're not purposely just standing up there and say, okay, who's going to heckle me? They're doing their act, but they're waiting. If there is a heckler, they're attacking the heckler.
I mean, you have to go into the heckler. I mean, you can't ignore the heckler.
Right. So that's the way of stopping what's going on. Look, you want to talk during my show? We're stopping the show.
Let's talk. Yep.
And we're going to destroy you because this is what we do for a living.
Right.
Not what you do for a living.
Right.
So that's what's going on. If you watch Jamie Kennedy, especially right now, he's doing that. You know, I've seen Louis C.K. do it after the show, during the show. I saw a Broadway actor do it. This is a lot of TikTok video, a lot of, short video.
Right.
There's a lot of comics who've been doing that. I mean, I typically never put up with hecklers. I will take down the entire room. I will burn the bridge with the club owner. I will make my wife angry because that's
I get it.
I have had calls the next day asking me to apologize. Never have. I lost a gig that I had for 10 years in Sarasota, a room that I was booking because somebody heckled me and did worse to me on stage. And I retaliated and they wanted me to apologize. I said, no.
When you say heckled you and did worse.
Yeah. I mean, this lady poured a beer on my boots. I was saying on stage, she poured liquid on me. I didn't care though. See, here's the thing. I didn't call the club and ask them to file fucking charges against her or go get the police. I didn't do anything to her. I talked back. I just defended myself. They wanted me to apologize to her. I go, you weren't even there. You don't know what happened.
These are the owners of the
well,
of the
she's
room?
a good customer and she owns a restaurant. I go, I don't give a rat's ass who she is. But this has happened to me throughout my career. It made me leave Los Angeles once I realized I was never going to be able to compromise who I am for success. I know a lot of comics probably think that's number one, stupid, or a lot of comics are saying that's a humble brag, or here we go, humble brag again.
Humble brag. I love it.
Or it's the truth, which I can't stop. And maybe it's me being the guy from the muck too, which I think was part of it. That if you attack me, I've only learned to attack back.
Right. I'm going to scrap with you. Right.
I'm not doing anything that's, I think, okay, is it right or wrong? For me, it's right. I had a girl in Georgia the entire time during my entire show, her and her girlfriend just talking, just disrupting. No one's taking care of this. There's not a bouncer. There's not a club owner. The whole show is being ruined. And I'm trying. I have an hour to do on stage. So as she's so oblivious, I took her purse and I took it off the table and I put it on the stage. That's all I did. I didn't ruin it. I didn't do nothing.
Right. You didn't go through it?
No. But she threw a drink on me.
Wow.
She threw a drink on me, so I dumped her whole fucking purse on the stage.
That's great.
Then I had to figure out how to get out of a 400-seat theater in Valdosta, Georgia, without getting killed.
Oh my God!
But that's
it looks like you did it.
Some comics that are gonna come at you. They're not gonna just take it. I mean, I know most of the guys today just take it.
But I don't know anybody who would take it. I haven't met them yet, but maybe because I haven't been out as much, obviously. But you need to tell me there are what, like younger guys or girls or whatever, or women?
No, not necessarily. I've seen comics from the old days. take kind of a beating from hecklers, and I've seen a guy walk off stage because of a heckler.
Really?
And
wow.
I get the people who heckle me and they think they're helping me. I'm like, you're not helping me. What you're doing is I was very patient and funny enough to make this still work. You didn't help me. You showcased my talents. Thank God they came through that night, because sometimes it doesn't always work.
Right.
Sometimes I just go immediately to, if someone says, something, if they yell something out, I immediately go to, fuck you, shut the fuck up. And that's because I'm older.
Right.
And I'm a dad. And now I just want order. And now I'm here. I got some shows coming up that there's gonna be family members in the room, and I'm dreading that.
Why?
Because family's the worst. Family sometimes is the one that starts shit with you.
Because you feel that they're emboldened because they're so close to you that they
know you.
Right. And they can just bust your chops while
They
you're
know
working.
you. There's other family members in the room. They think it's cool. They think it's funny. I have friends that do that shit. My own sisters heckled me at a show. And, what do you do to that except tear them apart?
Obviously. Oh my God. Your own sisters.
I did a show in New York City at the Village Lantern. Now this is before the pandemic, like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
This place was running shows every hour from, I'm going to say, noon to 2 in the morning.
Wow.
So one of the shows I was on was a clean show that kids were invited to go to. So I was like hesitant. I'm like, I got to do it because I don't have that many shows in New York City. So I got to take it. And I get in there and I get up and I'm doing a bit. And this 10-year-old kid starts heckling me.
A 10-year-old?
A 10-year-old, a child. And I had to say, something to the, because I told you it was a clean show. You could bring your children.
Oh, wow.
Every person in there had kids. This was the lure of coming to this show. Oh, we're going to bring our kids to a stand-up comedy show. This is not Richard Pryor's audience.
Right.
This is not the comedy world of the 80s. This is today's idea of what stand-up should be. Children.
Yeah, G-rated for kids.
Some little fuck eating a T-bone is heckling me. Which I pointed out. That I got an entitled group of little bastards in the back of the room from some prep school deciding what I'm going to say in my act. Are you kidding me? Do I have to turn into the nasty dad? I mean, I was like this close. And a bunch of people came up to me after that show, hugging me. They're like, you are funny. We could see you're about to go off on that 10-year-old. I go,
yeah.
I was.
Yeah. I could imagine.
Bring your kid into a stand-up show. How about it's like bringing your kid into a strip show and going, don't take those clothes off.
Yeah.
And make sure the dancing is not suggestive, just fun. Just silly. Be silly with the kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you know what, Bobby? Just keep yelling. You suck at dancing to the girl on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tell her how bad she is.
Have the kid actually heckle you as worse as you would get in a club from an adult, but then put the governor on the comic and make sure he doesn't go over the certain speed limit of mouthing off back to the kid.
Wow.
Put me in that position and tell me why I'm pissed off at the world of comedy.
What were the parents doing?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember who they were specifically. I just remember the other parents coming up to me after the show wanting to take pictures with me and realizing I did a pretty good job with this.
Right.
I didn't. Sometimes that will happen where, Kelly will come up to me. My wife will say, you were so good with those hecklers, which means I did not say fuck you immediately. Because after like 3 times of combating a heckler and winning, if they don't shut up, there's no other thing except now they got to leave.
Right.
Why run the show? Why are you going to ruin the show for 200 people because of 3 people. I just had this discussion in Cleveland with a bar show, telling them there's so many people here enjoying the show, but you're allowing these 3 people to be rude.
Who did you say that to?
That's another bar show that I'm running in Cleveland right now.
No, but I'm saying you said that to the staff or the management?
Yeah, the manager. And she actually listened to me. They had a separate garage door that they shut the bar down, but they could see through the windows and watch the show still. And they had speakers in the bar. So it was perfect. But they didn't want to lose the revenue. See, Anthony, the corporations want every fucking penny possible.
Right.
Make sure you don't offend any of our patrons. Now, here's what I believe, and this is what's been going on with my Facebook page and all my video pages, my YouTube, all my platforms. If I try to cater to everybody who's watching me on those platforms so I don't lose anybody, most likely I probably won't gain anybody new.
Right.
Right. So a lot of people like the construction character. They like the angry guy. They like the 80s guy. If I do something new, like I did something about my forehead the other day.
I saw that.
Yeah. And I had one guy basically tell me that he's leaving my page. He's not going to watch me no more because I'm not in my character.
Are you serious?
I'm not doing what he wants me to do.
That's somebody who has way too much time on their hands.
He said,
and he's not a real fan.
But he had a top fan badge, by the way.
He had a badge. Yeah, and he got pissed off because you were out of character.
He was one of my top fans. And because I made a video that was not in line with what I have been doing on these platforms, he's going to wave goodbye to me, is what he said.
Wow. Bye-bye.
Now, for me, I'm not trying to squeeze every penny out of everyone. I'm not that corporation. I probably need to shed some of you. If I shed 10% of you who are not on board with Carmen Ciricillo in general,
right.
If you just want Carmen Ciricillo 1980s, that's not what I do. I do everything. So I'd rather gain by taking a chance and doing something different, putting out a different video, saying something that's not what I typically say, and taking a chance that I could lose you. Well, see, this is exactly what these corporations don't want. They do not want to hear that. We're not in the business of losing people. We want to gain everyone.
We want to gain them. Yeah. Everyone. Well, you can't win them all. You just can't. And they try. And that's the thing. They try so hard. You just can't. Well, I don't know how you do it.
It is the right and wrong again. Everyone knows what's right and wrong about this. Can I please everyone? No. That's the answer.
I agree. You can't. But they try. See, that's the thing. They'll keep on trying.
You're getting distracted over there.
No. There was pop-ups coming up. I don't know. Listen, I'm a one-man show. I don't have a producer. I am the producer.
I know we're an hour and 43 minutes. I think we did enough.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Can we end this thing?
Yeah, we could. We eventually, if you want to. Yeah.
End this thing. It's getting dark outside. I'm getting weird shadows on my face.
Your lighting is not the same.
It's all different. It's completely dark in here now.
I just noticed that your lighting is completely different.
I know. It
is a little bit better for your forehead, though. The lighting is doing your forehead a favor.
Next time I'll be ready.
You were ready. This was great, Carmen. This was awesome. I always love talking with you.
Are we doing this on a regular basis?
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to.
How often?
As often as you want. But it's going to have. It's not going. It can't be like a set time every day. Are
you dad again? Are you being dad again?
Listen to me.
You know what Dad Anthony just said to you? It can't be the same time every day. So don't get excited. Don't wait for it. And then if I say to you tomorrow, I thought it was 2:00. Didn't I tell you it wasn't the same time every day? Oh my God, I didn't say it had to be the same time every day. I just want to know.
Yes.
Should I prepare for this?
Yeah, we should. We should prepare. Both of us.
No, not prepare, but I can't say it again. I'm not going to prepare.
Yes, let's do it, man. Let's do it. And I'm going to work on whatever this freaking sound is. I have to find out what that is.
I hope you edit this out.
Yeah. No,
Take
that's
it,
all right.
everybody.
I'll figure it out. But this was great. Yeah, let's do it again.
Let me know when it's up.
All right, man.
All right,
You
later.
got it. All right, Con.
Tune in next time for another episode of the Oddfathers podcast. Stay odd, baby.